What's going on, guys? Welcome to 100% Chelsea. It's been a very long time since I've done a Skype call or a webcam call, but the last time I did it, I was joined by Freddie from the Ugly Inside, and he is back again for opposition analysis in terms of us playing Southampton on Tuesday night. A very big game. I am still buzzing from us winning at Wembley against Spurs. Matic goal, just, oh my God, it's amazing. So happy. I mean, Freddie, come on. I want to know other people's thoughts. What did you think of our performance yesterday at Wembley?
It was a brilliant performance, to be honest. I watched it at home, watching on the TV, and Matic's goal was superb. Straight out the top drawer. Any more commentary, any more commentary regulars that you could probably describe it, and it was a top strike. But Hazard, for me, came off the bench, only played half an hour, but had a huge influence on the game. Set up Matic's goal and scored one himself. So Hazard, player for me, has been outstanding yesterday, but also outstanding for most of this season.
I mean, what does it worry you coming up against Hazard? Do you think? I mean, because I know a lot of people said I think he's back on form. How do you think your team will cope with it? Because obviously your Virgil van Dijk, as we were saying earlier on your channel, Virgil van Dijk is injured, so it's a case of How do you think you were saying Yoshida and Stevens? How do you think they can cope with Hazard? Pedro, who was absolutely fantastic as well, and Diego Costa if they're playing as the front three.
But to be fair to Yoshida and Stevens, in my opinion, I feel like they've had a good account of themselves after the last few months since they've come. They've played. This will be provided, assuming they play on Tuesday, that'd be their 13th consecutive partnership. Both of them have had their critics this season, especially for some of us in their own camp. Really given Yoshida really a lot of stick. But for me, Yoshida's come on leaps and bounds. He's taken his opportunity as well as Stevens, with the departure of Font and a couple of injuries to Van Dijk, who's been obviously a massive miss for us. I don't think we'll see him before the end of the season. Hopefully we do, because we've got a lot of fixtures coming up in the last few games in May. But Yoshida Stevens have been great for us. But there have been prone to a few errors and perhaps not the best at deciding when to clear the ball, when to put the foot on the ball, when to give the ball away. But for me, there's also a bit of a lack of command from Fraser Forster in his box. He hasn't. I mean, over the last few weeks, he's come off his line a bit more, but he's almost been like a statue sometimes. He's 6'7". He needs to command his box, and if you're playing against a team like Chelsea, you want a big, outstanding goalkeeper really putting a presence on the performance. But Fraser hasn't really had that this season.
So obviously, Fraser Forster was a player which. I'm quite surprised to hear that for me personally, because Fraser Forster was outstanding last season. He's been outstanding for me whenever I've seen him play. Obviously at Celtic as well. He is a player which is he seems very commanding, and like you said, 6'7", a frame like that, you'd expect that from a player like him. Is he the weakest link in your team, or is there other places which we could potentially expose?
It's difficult. I mean, perhaps the weak links could be the back, the triangle, the three. Forster, Yoshida, the combination of the three. I think when Font and Van Dijk were in front of Fraser, they mopped up pretty much everything. And Fraser didn't really have much to do, because Van Dijk's one of the best centre halves in the country, one of the best in Europe, in my opinion. And they make Fraser's job easy. Whereas Yoshida, Stevens, they're not quite as experienced as Van Dijk, or probably not the same quality or ability as Yoshida and Stevens. But perhaps that is our weakness. Because in midfield, I think we've got a great group of players that are high energy, like Stephen Davis. Well, James Ward-Prowse has been a great addition and great a part of the midfield over the last few months as well. When we've taken him off, the balance has gone, because we have players like Tadic and Buffal who don't track back, and we live ourselves exposed in that regard. And
so you don't sound particularly confident in your team, but I mean, there are players there. There's one I want to pick out who, for me, I think Southampton are a very, very good side. Players like ex-Chelsea player, I'd love to have him back. I'd have him back in a heartbeat. Ryan Bertrand, how influential has he been for you since he's joined the club? Because he strikes me as one of the most important players in that squad for you.
Oh, he is, without a doubt. Yeah, one of the most important players, especially with him and Cedric. They complement each other so well. Cedric on the right-hand side, one of the best in the Premier League, in my opinion. Well, both of them are fantastic at what they do. They get forward, they bomb forward, they're crossing the ball from different areas of the pitch, from deep, from the byline. Bertrand as well, scoring a few goals this season, which has been fantastic to see. He especially links up superbly with Nathan Redmond on the left-hand side. They have a great relationship and a great dynamic, because when Redmond holds the ball, Bertrand runs past him, on the overlap. or it's the other way around. You know, if Bertrand's going forward, Redmond runs on the other side. Cedric on the other side. You've also got they complement each other well with Ward-Prowse. So Bertrand especially, you know, you could say he's twice the player as Luke Shaw. I think he came in to replace him, and Luke Shaw has not done anything since leaving us. But Bertrand's been a real testament to our squad defensively, and you know, in the final third too.
So is he the player which we should look out for? What is there other? I think you've said Redmond as well. I remember when we were previously talking as well, and when I saw you at Wembley, because I remember I came and filmed for you guys ahead of your EFL Cup final clash. Redmond and again Ward-Prowse, Ryan Bertrand. You know, are they the three main players to look out for, or are there other ones who you think we could struggle with?
Well, there's one player in particular who's been a revelation since signing for us. Scored 2 goals at Wembley. Manolo Gabbiadini came back against the Man City game. I don't think he was 100% fit. He came off after the hour, was replaced by Shane Long, who in turn actually was replaced again by Jay Rodriguez. There was a bit of communication. It was a bit of a farce, actually, because I think there was a communication error. But Gabbiadini's been wonderful to watch this season. If he's fed, if he has opportunities, he'll score us, 1 or 2 goals a game. I love watching his movement, getting on, playing off the shoulder of the back line, and he runs across. He's playing so tight across that back line. It's so fine between the offside trap. But Gabbiadini, give him any chance in the 18-yard box, he swivels on the sixpence and he'll put it in the back of the net.
And what about other players as well? I mean, you had Charlie Austin as well. Is he available for this game, or is he someone else who could potentially come as a threat?
So Charlie Austin's been out since November, I think, in the Europa League game. He's on his way back to fitness. Personally, I think it'll be just a bit too soon for him to be back in the matchday squad against Chelsea, but I think I'll expect to see him back against Hull on the Saturday.
And finally, I'm going to push yourself for it. I know I'm someone who hates giving score predictions. What do you think the score is going to be on Tuesday night?
Well, we've only picked up 2 points against top 6 opposition, and we've got to play Arsenal and Man United and Liverpool, and obviously Chelsea coming up in the last few games of the season. I don't feel confident going to the Bridge at all. I'd absolutely steal a point right now. So, I mean, I'd love to say 1-1, but I just think maybe Chelsea's just a bit too strong for us at the moment.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you want to see more and you want to see me answering Freddie's questions regarding the game on Tuesday night, make sure you head across to the Ugly Inside, where I'll be giving my analysis of us to Freddie and the other Southampton fans. Make sure you drop him a subscribe as well. And obviously, guys, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description for Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Once again, Freddie, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem, mate. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Take care.